Good morning. This is Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. It's a sunny morning today, and it gives me an opportunity to show you my shelf in better light. Finally. Now I took some of the books off because that started sloping some more. As it dries, it's warping a little, so I took off the books, and I'm going to have to brace it up pretty soon. I am keeping it oiled, but it's still splitting. And that's going to happen because it is drying after being outside and then coming indoors where it's warm and dry. But I wanted to show you the colors. See, the nails leave a pattern in the wood. Obviously you can tell that's the downward direction. It was in an upright direction, and that was facing down. And you can see the nail patterns, which is why this reclaimed barnwood is so popular in homes these days, because it really gives it some character. Even the cracks and splits adds to the character of the wood. So I'll be bracing that up pretty soon. It is drier, and it's supposed to stay dry the next few days here. Now this one up here again is also splitting on me, which is annoying because that's the beautiful wood. That's that wood grain pattern that I wanted to show you. Hold on, I'm going to clean my lens. I keep forgetting that. It's not perfect, but it's better. So there's that pattern in the wood grain. Remember that swirl I showed you the other day? I just really like that. It really darkened up when I added the wood oil. Now, I am waiting for you guys to tell me your opinion on how I should finish this coat rack. So that hopefully will be up, if not tonight, then Monday. Today is Saturday, and although I'm popping out a lot of videos, it's good, but I'm making a lot of videos, which is going to make it a couple days between the time I recorded that and the time you tell me your opinions on what to put in there for my coat rack. Now, the beam, the rustic beam. Now finally, forgive there's a bit of a construction zone in here, and I'm going to give you a brief overview of what I've done this week. There's my rustic beam. You can see the colors in it now. And yes, if the camera's showing that properly, yes, those are reddish colors in the bark of the tree. I love it. And you can see the texture and the character in that wood. And you can really see it's rough, really rough. It's a beautiful piece of wood, almost an entire tree, because you can see the bark on the corners of it. The tree bark was still left on. It was a truly rough cut board. I really like it. And that's my rustic beam in the dead center of my tiny house on wheels. There you get a better view of it in daylight, and why I really like it here. Now I'd like to explain to you, see, there's plenty of space between the cabinets. See here? There's a lot of space between the cabinet and the beam, so it's not going to interfere with the doorway. And from this view you can see that my stairway does not come anywhere even really close to interfering in my headroom. And I see that on the comments a lot. A lot of people are concerned about the space, and I know the camera angles don't always show it well, so I was hoping for a sunny day like this to show you the real deal. So that's perfect. The spacing is perfect. Here I've got plenty of space. Now again, the camera makes it look tight, but there's about 3 feet there to walk through between that and a wood stove. And so far I have no problem walking by the wood stove here. It's not too hot, it's not dangerous. Now here, I'll give you another angle of this. There's plenty of room to open these cabinet doors. And this is going to be a double door anyway, so that's not going to be an issue. This is only going to come out to about here, only halfway between the old beam and that the cabinet. Now I want to show you what I was doing last night here. Again, please forgive the mess because it's I've just been working and building. This is still a construction zone. The tiny house on wheels is still a construction zone, so you're going to see tools and boards and equipment everywhere, and when I'm working like I am right now. But I'm very pleased with how this turned out under the stairs, and optically how it comes across and down right in line with the bathroom right there. So it really just sort of it fits, I think. It lines right up there nicely, and it really just fits and makes it look more finished. So I can't wait to get that done. And then the framing that I did for it here, you can see and how I enclosed it. So I'm really pleased with how that's turning out on the storage under the cabinet. And it's really solid and adds to stability of the entire house as well, because as somebody in the comments said, the stairs add cross bracing to the house, and that just helps secure the stairs even more. So it's all good. I think it's going to be a very solid tiny house on wheels when I'm done. Now let's go have a look at solar. The batteries are at 12.6 and we're pulling in 92 watts at 11 o'clock in the morning. Now I have been working on videos and comments all morning just to tell you where I've been and what I've been doing. I get up about 7 a.m. each day and then take care of the animals first, and then have my coffee, and then I read and pray for a while. And then at 9 o'clock I start work on the computer. It takes me a couple hours to get the videos done. By the way, I've got another video processing, so today's going to be 2 or even 3 videos uploaded. So anyway, 94 watts coming in, and the computer is pulling some current, and the internet modem is pulling some current. Other than that, everything else is unplugged right now. So it's going to be a good day for solar as well. Now I have not... What do you want, baby cat? She's begging me for something. I haven't been showing the weather so much anymore because you can see it now. Go to the Off-Grid Project and click on the live weather. It's www.offgridproject.com, and then you can click on the live weather feed and you can see the weather at the Off-Grid Project any time of day or night. Right now it's 39 degrees out, which is really nice. Really, really good. And 72 in. Humidity is at a comfortable 25. So I've been keeping it stable in here now. So that's really good. Now we've got 10-mile-an-hour winds, so the windy season has begun. And actually it's dropping as I speak, but I plan on getting the wind turbine up within the next week or so. I've got plans and ideas, and I'm going to get it temporarily up there and start producing some power from the wind, because now the windy season is here, and that's extra power I can be using right now. Now this big thing, I think you can see steam coming out of it, can't you? This is a big pot that I use for boiling my maple syrup in spring. And right now I keep a good 1.5 gallons of water in it at any given time. I've been boiling off just right on top of the wood stove. When I'm not using the oven, my tin oven, I have this pot boiling and it is steaming. You can hear it. So that'll explain what you hear in the background of the videos quite often when I'm recording. And this phone getting text messages. Anyway, this is going through 2 gallons of water per day, but it's keeping it at a relative comfortable humidity of around 20 to 30%, which is very comfortable. What do you think, baby? Are you comfortable? Huh? She ignores me. Anyway, that's pretty much a summary of the day so far, and in a few minutes here I'm going to head off for a late breakfast and then go out, and I'm going to use this beautiful weather, and I'm going to try to shave up some paneling for my living room walls and see if I can finish that up in the area under the stairway so that the propane guys can hook up my propane heater, which is a standby only but will be nice to have. And yeah, things are moving. Things are moving. It's going to be a good day at the Off-Grid Homestead. A lot of action today at the Off-Grid Homestead in the tiny house on wheels. It's time for the second feeding of the chicken monsters. I feed them now 3 times a day and make sure that they get enough throughout the entire day. I need safety glasses for feeding chickens. I'll explain that in a minute. getting about, this is a quart. Yeah, this is a quart. They're getting 6 quarts a day of this now. I was feeding them 4 quarts a day, and they've been alive, and they were laying eggs. But they just stopped producing eggs. I don't know why, so I'm upping their food intake. Hopefully that'll help the problem. I'm not sure. Now, the noise and the reason I'm wearing protection, I'm working on making paneling again today. I want to finish that living room wall because it's warmer today. So I've got the generator going. I've got the saw over here set up. And I'm making my own paneling using the old lumber. So this is my own reclaimed lumber sawmill, you can say. My little old Craftsman table saw, making reclaimed lumber side paneling for inside my tiny house. Now, for those of you who haven't been following the Off-Grid Project daily videos throughout the season, I've been making my own paneling for my tiny house on wheels using a table saw and reclaimed lumber from an old lumber yard that closed 10 years ago. And this was all sitting outside, rotting. This is what it looked like outside. Some of it is better, some of it is worse. Some is severely dry rotted and destroyed. And this is what it looks like inside. Now, this is just using a plain old free table saw that I got for free. And I've gone through a couple blades this season. This is my second blade. The original blade on it was no good. And you can tell it's getting a little dull because you get some burn marks, but that just adds some quality and character to the wood, in my opinion. Started out cutting pretty clean, but it's getting worse today as I go. But again, I just think that adds to the value of the wood. See, here's what it looked like before, and it was thrown away as garbage. And here's what it looks like when you open it up. So that's my own little homemade miniature lumber mill, and making paneling for my tiny house on wheels with reclaimed lumber. It's beautiful. Well, it's 2 in the afternoon, a little after 2. I processed 9 boards into paneling. So I've got quite a pile here of beautiful, beautiful salmon colored homemade paneling. The colors and the patterns in them, even the burn marks from the saw blade, add character, I think. People intentionally burn their wood to put random patterns in it, and here I have it. So you could pay good money for stuff like that, and people try their best to try to do it themselves, and here it just comes out for me naturally. That's some beautiful coloring in this wood. So I've got a whole mess of nice paneling there. Then I'm gonna have lunch and come back and start paneling.